What's good, you guys? My market just opened. Market is about to open. I'm honestly expecting a sell-off here. That was kind of bad. But yeah, after market open, we've earned a invalid sell. So I took an entry from this low. I kind of wanted to see it come to that breaker block, but we never filled it. So I kind of just waited for price to come back to this high, and it shot right up. It was like right here, to be honest. It wasn't exactly at that high, but it was pretty much at that high, and then that's when we entered. So I'll actually lower this a little bit. Boom, that's when we entered. This was our Asian session low. We did have this right here, but I saw a whisker below it, so I had faith in it kind of playing out and everything like that. Price might actually just continue to dump right off of here, and it might come down to here, or it might honestly just stop right there. I'm going to eliminate these levels of Asian session because there was like 2 points of interest from Asian session that I had seen and that I had liked. So yeah, bouncing off of London session. Would have honestly wanted to see this would come down to order flow level before it bounced up like that, but it is what it is. We almost created an invalid buy right there. Well, that is also a pretty wicked candle. Like I said, this trade could still play out, and it still might come all the way down to here. But I don't have faith in that. I don't really see that. That draw liquidity is too far away for it to go to off a market open, but it still could very much so happen. What am I looking for the rest of the day? I am looking for a long for the rest of the day to come up and most likely attack these highs, which is your previous all-time highs, and our London highs, these highs right here, or these highs up here. I'm not expecting those highs up though. Those highs are too far away. That's looking solid. We got a valid buy here. Price already took at this breaker block. Entries. Yeah, right there. It could come down to the 50% of these weird range candles, which would be the bottom of this breaker block. But like I said, I want to take A plus entries. And that would be my A plus entry. TP. I mean, I don't expect it to shoot up that much. So we're just going to play it safe and like put it right there. And I also don't like the RR of this trade, so I would size down to like 1 mini. That is a massive stop loss. Once we get candle closure above this high right here, we're going to go break even. Because it simply could come back down here and try to tap the high of this break block. I don't kind of like that candle. I wanted to see it pump off of tapping that high. Because we still got 20 seconds for this candle to close though. Yeah, it's not looking good. No way we get break even on this trade and then go straight to TP. Oh my god, we're about to get break even straight to TP. Well, the wick touched it, not the candle, so I wouldn't have closed it yet. Come on, price, lock in. Nope, it didn't lock in. And break even. I have a very high faith in this trade, though. It's like going to come down to here. It's going to come down to here. And then watch, we're going to see it pump. We're going to see it pump now. After it just break even does. Yep, look at that. If it doesn't reject right there, it looks like this trade is still going to play out. Wonderful rejection. That was like such a fast break even though, dude. Oh my god. Wow, that's no bueno. What is that momentum right there, dude? That's no news Tuesday. Absolutely wow. That's pretty much all I could say here. That would have been my other entry right here. Right here. Okay, so this entry, why did the only reason why I took this entry is because we kind of see this candle rejection here. We do have this low here, and we do have the break types of these. But last time, and especially yesterday, I realized and I learned that anytime you see kind of like a weird chop in range like this, that you want to find an entry level within that chop in range. But I didn't do so here, and that's why I entered there. And that's why seeing price dump down like that kind of had me scared and made me believe stop loss was going to get filled. But I didn't realize that I have other entries that also could have been respected, which would have been like right here to right here. So yeah, just click. If with my proper entry, we would have gone breaking after we got this breaker block formed. Because this candle formed on my my entry, not this up here, right? We held a breaker structure when we formed my entry, not my kind of right when price was already in momentum for trades. So yeah, this could very much so come up here to previous all-time highs, but I'm not going to be greedy and I'm just going to take it out at this level. I'm not surprised we got some rejection here. But we still know where price wants to go. I'm pretty mad at myself for my entry on this. I low-key would exit this trade at that tan line rather than that white line. But I'm going to just hold it to the white line for the sake of the video. But me personally, if I was actually in this trade, I would exit there. I don't like that though. What the heck is that, bro? What the heck is this? Why are we like rejecting this level, bro? Yeah, we do got some breaker block lows. We do got some swing lows and candles like not liking that level. But like, come on, bro. No way we get stopped in profit. Stopped in profit is right here at the 50%. Or, yeah, basically, it's not really stopped in profit, bro. That's break even, bro. No way we get break even. It's not looking good at all. That's not looking good. Oh my god, dude. No way we get faded. Honestly, doesn't reject back off of that high. We're gonna get break even. Come on, candle, lock in. Come on, candle, close above Asia. Oh, yes. Not the best confirmation, but it is nice to see that. But it isn't good. It isn't 100% good. I should close there, to be honest. If I was trading this on fundeds, I would have closed there. If I was trading this on evals, I would have still held it. Or I'd still be in it. Boom. That's what I like to see. Massive wick breaking that. Yes. What the heck? If I was on a funded, I would have closed out at that wick high. If I was on evals, like I said, I'd still be holding this trade. We're going to get stopped out at the high of that breaker block. So at least we're getting stopped in profit. Yeah, only reason why I would have closed this on my funded is, as you can see, this candle rejected a hold above this, and we did whisker, but price never could sit in that whisker or that wick. Like anytime it came up there, it rejected like all the way down here. Right, so that's like telling us kind of that price can't hold that push up. Boom, my evals are about to get stopped out, and my funded stopped in profit at the right time. We're literally like the one. Yeah, there you go. Could price very much come back now and tap that high all the way up there? Yeah, to be honest, yeah. Maybe that was where price needed its power from in order to do so. This cell is an invalid cell because it's forming within a breaker block. Oh. Was this breaker block not filled? What the heck? Did this not show up on my charts? Am I tripping? No, this breaker block did show up on my charts. Huh. Maybe that's why we didn't push up to where I wanted it to push up, because of this breaker block right here. As you can see, the candle basically rejected that. Huh. Maybe that's why we didn't come up to that TP, because of this breaker block right here that was not 100% filled. Price pretty much came as low as I would want to see it before we would potentially come back all the way up there. All right, we tapped the candle of that breaker block, which was inside this breaker block, and it was kind of in this low and where price is kind of teetering at. So I would want to see it completely pump up, but then we rejected power line once again, aka telling you this trade is not gonna play out. This is a valid sell, but this valid sell is forming within a breaker block, so I don't like it. Although this candle did just completely break through the whole entire breaker block. So this could very much play out, and this would play out down to here. I would not take this trade. I repeat, I would not take this trade. But if I were to take this trade, we would be entering here. We would be exiting all the way down here. Another reason why I would not take this trade is 1, breaker block, 2, we formed near a session. So I wouldn't like this trade, and I wouldn't really want to take this trade. And I just formed a breaker block, even more of a confirmation that that trade is not going to play out. Not going to play out. If you're curious why I don't see execution on TradingView, I use Tradevate with the copy trader built into Tradevate. So that's why. And also, I don't really want to show like my money fluctuating here on the chart, and especially if I do and when I do upload my videos to the public, I don't really want to include the amount of money I could, and stuff like that, right? I don't want to include that. I guess the only reason why I guess it really played out is we rejected to even tap, but we did reject Asian high. We reject Asian high, and then candle regression just kept telling you sell momentum. Like if I were to break my rules and take the best option, I would have entered here when we retested those, and then I would have been taking my TP here to here, probably in the 50% of those two. I think Mr. PB Trades, his TP, his original TP was down here, and his other TP was right here, but he got stopped in profit. But yeah, if I was trying to sniper entry this and do all of that, hubble a double a bub. Like I said, I did not like that trade, but it still played out. Right, this sell off, we would have taken this sell off here. Our stops would have been here, right? And then our TPs would have been all the way down here. That's what this trade would have looked like. That is nice RR. That's the RR I want. That's the trade I want, and that's the trade I like. But that's not the trade we got to take. That is not the trade we got to take, because it wasn't. Well, it was my rules, right? This was a valid sell. But this valid sell formed near London session, and it formed within a breaker block. So I'm not supposed to take it. If this was an invalid sell that formed this breaker block, I would have taken it. But it wasn't. It was a valid sell. I'm talking about my regression chart. It's another chart I have that where I verify my trades and if I like it and if it's A plus, B plus, C plus, etc., etc. This is like a C, right? C trade setups can obviously still play out, but you don't really expect it to, and you really shouldn't. Still waiting for that long though. I'm still waiting for the long because we need a ping pong. So I don't want this to close on a buy because I don't really see much for an entry on this trade. Nice, it did. Wowzers. We'd already be break even on this trade based off that candle closure. That's a massive candle. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You break even. Nice, dude, right? We just miss out this whole entire trade and then we get break even when we get our chance to potentially get a trade. Frick you, market. Frick you. While this is doing its thing, let's show you guys trade recap. So market open. So right here at 29, I was expecting this candle to form at 6:30, like the break block candle, but we formed it at 29 and we formed a signal on ourselves. So we entered this sell position. I wanted to see it come a little bit higher. I low-key wanted to see it come to the breaker block, but instead we just came out this low, which I should have honestly expected that anyways. Anytime we get a valid sell, it pretty much never comes to the breaker block unless that's quite literally the only draw liquidity to enter off of. And this wasn't, so we came here in our TP. We did have 2 points of interest within Asian session, but I just had my TP at the actual Asian session, and that's what we came down to anyways, because I saw us whisker down below this other point of interest, and I would have only taken my TP there if we reversed off of that and rejected to break below it, but we broke below it, so then I had faith in the actual TP. Then right here, we had a valid buy form. I kind of wanted my entry to be right here, but I forgot, and then I also remembered that last time when I saw price do this weird chop range, it respected the 50% of this weird chop range. So that's what I did. We entered at kind of like what I saw was a 50% plus some price lined up at it. And then that was my reason of entry right there. And then our TP was at this tan line / breaker block. I was kind of wanting it to see it come back up to our previous all-time highs. Where did this come from? I don't know where that came from. But yeah, I wanted to see it come up to our previous all-time highs, but we created some weird relative equal highs right here. And then when price came to hopefully break past it, we failed to get candle closure above it, so I closed this trade. Plus this candle whiskered above or wicked above, and the candle never came up there. And when the candle did come up there, we rejected all the way back down and sat below order flow low, and then last second it clutched up. So that was my reason of closing that trade. This sell, I didn't like this sell at all. It pretty much formed every single thing possible for me saying not to take the trade. Valid sell formed into a breaker block, which turns it invalid. Candle formed near a draw, a liquidity, invalid. Candle formed attacking a previous unfilled breaker block. In another thing that tells me no, and it ended up playing to first TP and second TP. And this still hasn't hit stop loss? Are you kidding me, bro? Oh my god. Finally, stop loss hit. Okay, great. But I'm out. That's all, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe not. If not, you guys will see me Thursday.